Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 24th verse of the 10th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sava ayam sakhi anugita satkatho vedeshu guhyeju cha guhyavadibhihi ya eka isho jaganatma lilaya srujati avati atti natatra sajjate. The meaning of this verse is, O dear friends, here is that very personality of Godhead whose attractive and confidential pastimes are described in the confidential parts of Vedic literature by his great devotees. It is he only who creates, maintains and annihilates the material world and yet remains unaffected. These are words spoken by the ladies of Hastinapura. They know the transcendental nature of Krishna's personality. They are not mistaking him to be another ordinary king. Even though he is playing the role of the king of Dwaraka, it is actually his eternal lila in the spiritual world, which he is displaying in the material world to attract us, the conditioned souls who are trapped here. He wants us to get out of this material existence, put an end to all our suffering. That's Krishna's mission. And that's the mission of all Krishna's devotees also. So it is Krishna only who is the supreme personality of Godhead, who creates, maintains and annihilates the material world, and he remains unaffected. That cannot be said of the Devatas or anybody else who is engaged in different activities in this material world. Everyone else becomes bound up by their material actions, whereas Krishna remains completely transcendental under all circumstances. And here it's also said that Krishna's pastimes are confidential and they're described in the confidential parts of the Vedic literature by his great devotees. So, ordinarily, the Vedas describe the absolute truth in terms of the impersonal feature and the localized feature, the Brahman feature and the Paramatma feature. The descriptions of the Bhagavan feature, the personal feature, is very rarely found in the original Vedas. It is there in the original Vedas, but it is not so much described. The bulk of the Vedas consists of the descriptions of the interactions of the three gunas. Traigunya Vishaya Veda. And the conclusion of the Vedas given as Vedanta philosophy describes mostly the impersonal feature or the Brahman feature of the absolute truth. So, if you really want to hear the most attractive personal feature of the absolute truth, Krishna, Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, Narayana, all of these activities of the personality of Godhead in his various incarnations, and especially his activities in his form, original form as Krishna, then you have to hear the most confidential part of the Vedic literature, which describes those confidential pastimes. And they are described only by great devotees. They are described only by great devotees. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, as is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, all the Vedic literatures glorifying greatness of Lord Sri Krishna. Hari sarvatra giyate. Vede Ramayane chaiva Bharate Purane tatha. Everywhere, in all the Vedic literature, they are simply glorifying the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Here it is confirmed in the Bhagavatam also. The Vedas are expanded by many branches and sub-branches by great devotees and empowered incarnations of the Lord like Vyasa, Narada, Shukadev Goswami, the Kumaras, Kapila, Prahlada, Janaka, Bali, and Yamaraj. All of these personalities are Mahajanas, Mahatmas, pure devotees, great personalities. But in the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially the confidential parts of his activities are described by the confidential devotee Shukadev Goswami. Shukamukhad amruta drava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam. So Bhagavatam is special literature. There are so many Vedic literatures, but among all of them, Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam, the most confidential literature, or the confidential pastimes described in the Bhagavatam are very special. And they are described by confidential devotee Shukadeva Goswami. In the Vedanta Sutras or the Upanishads, there is only a hint of the confidential parts of his pastimes. In such Vedic literatures as the Upanishads, the Lord has expressively been distinguished from the mundane conception of his existence. The Upanishads are describing the transcendental nature of the absolute truth, completely separated from the material nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, elaborately it is explained in the second chapter that the soul is non-material, the spirit, and so is Krishna. The personality of Godhead is completely a spiritual personality. No tinge of any materiality in his personality. He looks like an ordinary person, but he is not an ordinary person. He looks like a limited person, but he is unlimited personality. He looks like he is incapable. When he is chastised by Mother Yashoda and he becomes afraid of her punishment, it appears like if a child is afraid of the mother, then that child is not any great personality. But Krishna is performing his lila in his activities in relationship of love with Mother Yashoda. This we can understand if we hear the Bhagavatam from Shukadev Goswami or from a representative of Shukadev Goswami like Srila Prabhupada. They know the confidential nature of such activities of Krishna. So, the nature of Krishna's personality has to be understood carefully from the right source. So further Srila Prabhupada says, his identity being fully spiritual, his form, name, quality and paraphernalia have been elaborately distinguished from matter. They are not material. His form is not material. Our form is completely material. His name is not a material name. That means there are no material qualities. When we designate this object as a table, it is designation of the object itself. It is not the object itself. The name table or the sound table is not the object table. Whereas Krishna, when you say Krishna, it's not a name which is indicating Krishna. The name Krishna is the person Krishna. So Krishna is fully present in that sound, Krishna. So when you say Krishna, Krishna appears in the form of the sound and he purifies you if you touch him by your consciousness. Your consciousness becomes completely surcharged with devotion, with bhakti, with love for Krishna. So that is name of Krishna, Krishna Nama. His qualities, all his qualities are spiritual, transcendental. That means if Krishna is attractive, that attractive feature of his personality is a transcendental feature. That means once we become attracted to Krishna, nothing else in this material world will be attractive to us. All other attractions will pale into insignificance when we get attracted by Krishna. This is very nicely explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the 61 meanings of the Atmarama verse of the Bhagavatam. There is one verse in the Bhagavatam which describes the all attractive feature of Krishna's personality. Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Apyurukrame Kurvanti Ahitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. This verse explains Krishna is all attractive, means he attracts everyone. And how does he do so? By his unlimited attractive qualities. He is a reservoir of all wonderful qualities. And each person is attracted by one particular quality of Krishna because that is their nature. Somebody is attracted by Krishna's beauty, somebody is attracted by Krishna's wealth, somebody is attracted by Krishna's kindness, somebody is attracted by Krishna's love. Of course, love is a general thing. Everybody is attracted by Krishna's love because everyone has a loving relationship with Krishna. But different qualities of Krishna attract different persons. And how many qualities does Krishna possess? Unlimited qualities. The sum total of all qualities which are possessed by anybody or all the people, those are the reservoir of qualities in Krishna. All good qualities Krishna possesses and he attracts. So right now our condition is that we are covered, so we are unable to experience that attraction of Krishna. So when we uncover our heart, immediately we get attracted to Krishna. That is actually the process of bhakti. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.